Hi, I'm Manda McKay. I'm a professional artist, and I'm going to be giving you some creativity tips that will help you whether you just have a creative hobby or you're an artist, professional artist, aspiring artist. These creativity tips are for anyone, and I'm going to keep these short, probably around 5 minutes. Today's tip is about dealing with criticism and even ridicule. And this is something I know a lot of people are worried about when they start producing some kind of art or anything creative. And if anybody else sees it and they show it to anybody, they're worried about what kind of reaction they're going to get. And I understand it. It can be a very vulnerable feeling to put your art out there and have other people looking at it and possibly judging it. But I want to tell you that you actually do this kind of thing every day, whether you realize it or not. Anytime that you voice a thought, whether it's out loud to someone face to face, whether you write it down, whether you post it online, you're inviting some kind of a response from other people, whether you realize it or not, because otherwise, if you didn't want some kind of a response, why did you speak it out loud in the first place, right? So my point is that you actually deal with this kind of thing. I'm sure you've had times where you spoke up about something and you did not get the reaction you expected or were hoping for. Maybe you said something perfectly innocent and it somehow offended somebody, or a person just disagreed with you. Again, I'm sure that you've encountered this before. So you do it all the time. You're always putting yourself out there, and you probably have a thicker skin than you realize. Now, if you are putting yourself out there a lot and showing your artwork, then there's a good chance that sooner or later you're going to encounter one of those people who just lives to put other people down. The kind of person who really doesn't contribute much of anything, and their whole purpose of life is just to drag down other people. And hopefully you don't know anybody like this, but if you encounter one, well, first of all, I mean, you have to feel sorry for those people because you know that they don't like themselves and nobody else likes them either. So you have to kind of feel sorry for them. But the main thing to remember about these sort of people is that they will just say any insult they can think of, whether or not it even makes sense. And just if there's something that they think will somehow be extra offensive, they will say it, whether it even applies or not, whether they believe it or not. And I did encounter one person like this online a long time ago. And she said that my paintings looked like they had been created by a mentally challenged 10-year-old. Now, notice how her being such a mean-spirited person, she managed to also insult kids with mental disabilities. I mean, that's the kind of person we're talking about here. But that particular criticism really just made no sense at all. If you've seen my artwork, if you're not familiar with my work, go to mandamckay.com and you'll see what I'm talking about. And there's plenty of reasons you could love or hate my work, lots of things you could say to insult it, but to suggest that a 10-year-old painted it is just nonsensical to the point that she must not have even seen my artwork to say that. I use a very realistic and detailed technique, and I don't know of any 10-year-olds that can paint that way. I couldn't paint that way when I was 10, and I was really good at it. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that she just was throwing out these insults, and I think she had heard, you know, people who do abstract art will sometimes hear, oh, my 3-year-old could paint that. So I think that she, like, in her mind knew that, oh, this is how you insult art. And she heard that I was an artist, and she just said that. And it didn't even make any sense. And so that's what I'm talking about, like these kind of people that just want to criticize everything for no reason except to make themselves feel better. They may not even see your work, and they probably don't even believe what they're saying. And the rest of people, you know, somebody might have, if it's a friend or a family member, they might have useful constructive criticism. If somebody is like just cruel all the time, then maybe I would leave them out of the loop as much as possible. But I think you'll find that when you share your work, people tend to be a lot more supportive overall than you would probably expect. And like I said, you do this all the time in other areas of your life, so you have a thicker skin already than you probably realize. And I think also it's important to remember that even if you don't have a lot of experience, and even if you don't think that you have a lot of talent, you can still create something important and beautiful to share with all the rest of us. So I hope this helps a little bit with the potential for dealing with criticism and even ridicule. Again, my name is Amanda McKay. If you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll be bringing you more videos like this in the future. Thank you again.